The 991st edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 991 of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to you, listener and or viewer. Thank you for making 2025 a great year for the show, helping us grow and have lots of fun. Hopefully 2026 continues that trend. I am still mild Paya, Jeff Fox, even though my DNA is an abomination is a good name. I think I may have taken that before. Gumby said that last episode as well. Or you can just call me Jeff Fox. That is Danny Gumby Vreeland. We are moving on up the UFC weight classes. Yesterday, we're doing futures and reviews. So preview of the UFC weight classes. Did the women's, bit of a slog. Flyweight, men's flyweight, lots of fun. Now we're doing the biggest division in the UFC, which has another new champ, and I would say a surprise champion, Petr Yan. Hello, Gumby.
Yeah, I think it's a surprise champ as well, and one that, again, certainly makes for interesting conversation. I feel like, so when we were doing the women's divisions and when I was planning out these ones, I was like, am I just predicting that everybody loses their belt? Is that like a thing I'm doing right now?
Yeah.
Which I didn't on Valentina. Well, if you go back and listen to Flyweight, I gave her flowers, but like, I was like, am I just predicting too many? Do you know how many champs went bell to bell with their belt still over their shoulder, still owning that division? How many guys walked through 2025?
Okay. We've got heavyweight, I guess, right? Are we counting him?
No, he was not the undisputed.
Okay. He was undisputed. Okay. All right. Not light heavyweight. Who's the middleweight champ? No, not middleweight. Not wow. Not many, is there? Who's because people champs vacated. Was there any, Gumby?
Two. Two, if I'm remembering correctly. It is no, hang on one second, because it's Volkanovski, and I thought there was one more.
Volkanovski he lost and then got it back, right? But yeah.
No, he was the champ at the beginning of the year.
Was he champ? Okay.
Yeah, he got it right at the end of 2024, I think. This is just Volkanovski. It might just be Volkanovski.
Yeah, it was definitely a year of turmoil. Like I said, a lot of fighters.
Did Val have it at the beginning of the year? When did Valentina win it? I got the intern on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, because they had the long. Well, she had the trilogy of fights with Grasso, and then they had like long breaks between them too.
Oh, she was the champ coming into the year.
Okay,
she won it in September of 2024. So Val and Volk are the only ones who went bell to bell with the same belt on their shoulders.
Yeah, so maybe we know what we're doing, or you know what we're doing.
Well, it's definitely where the value is, right?
Exactly.
Futures, guessing on people to keep their belt, with the exception of people they're heavily doubting, like maybe one we talked about yesterday. There's value on the belt changing hands and knowing who's going to do it.
Yeah, especially if you are paying a number with a minus in front of it for someone to keep the belt. Yeah, not the best value. What is good value, because it's free, not just because it's free, because it's great to have, is our app, the SGPN app. You can get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. The SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. Now, I said off the top, we had a surprise champ that people didn't see coming. You know someone who did see it coming? You, Gumby. You picked Petr Yan to be champ.
What did I get him
2025 at? Plus 650. You're a rich man. I hope you did it in real life. I'm guessing you didn't, because you said it was a surprise that you used the champ.
I think so they haven't cashed yet. So sometimes I just throw a whole bunch of futures in.
Yeah.
I remember a couple that I did put in, but I'll have to go back and look. I don't honestly, like, those are like what were those rotisserie ovens that were on the infomercials in the 90s? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you got to set it. You got to set it and forget it.
Yes,
you can't be thinking about it all year.
That's degenerate. That's degenerate behavior. I had Umar at plus 110, which was not a good value and did not pan out.
No, it was a terrible value.
Yeah,
you took a guy who didn't have the title and put almost even money on him. It's crazy.
I'm wiser now, Gumby. I'm a wiser guy now, right?
Well, and plus now I put these criteria on you, and it's
exactly.
It's
tell the people.
Oh yeah, that's a great segue. So let me tell you guys about the rules for our MMA futures game this year. So we're going division by division all the way up and down the UFC, and to make it a little bit more interesting, we gave ourselves some criteria to play a little game with that we can then calculate at the end of the year. So each host is going to start with $2,000 that they're going to use on futures bets. We got to spend half of them on what we call best bets, which is less than 1,200 odds, and half of it on long shots, which is greater than 1,200 odds. So 1,000 in both of those two categories. We got to spend money in every single of the weight classes in both of those categories. We got to have a best bet and a long shot, at least one for every single category in every single weight class. Might just be $1, might be $2, but you got to spend something. And then last but not least, bets are seen as bonus bets, so that the payout is not including the stakes. So we can't just get as chalky as possible. We got to think about actual value, which is what you guys want in the first place anyway. So given that, we are now 4 divisions in, and I do believe it is time to start the bantamweight division. Now, with bantamweights, you kicked off flyweights, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so
bantamweights, second biggest division, at least according to my fighter rankings I do at Money MMA, the Substack.com. There's 66 fighters in bantamweight that are active, at least. A lightweight, I think, has got 68. So a very big division, new champ on top. So a lot of things kind of up in the air here, right? Young division as well. We got Raul Rosas is still the youngest in the division. Him and Santiago Luna are 21. A lot of nice up-and-comers. Fighters over 40 too. So there's kind of a whole wide range of fighters here. Should we mention the top odds? We haven't been doing this.
The only reason I haven't been doing that is because they're so different in every place. Okay, yeah. So just like reading off the odds can be super misleading. I think we talked about it in the flyweight episode. I wound up taking Kyoji Horiguchi plus 900. He was a value that I thought was in there, and it turns out that you could get him as the favorite plus 175 elsewhere. So we could read them off. It would be really obvious of what sports book because they vary so much. But as we continue to say, shop around if there are guys you like. Exactly. Don't get too hung up on this guy's the favorite, this guy's not the favorite. Yep. Look around. It might be different everywhere.
Yep. And sorry, it seemed like you were ready to make a play. So you
should I hang on? Let me get the best bet graphic going up on the bottom there. I'm going to start with your last year's pick.
Oh, really? Umar. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm going to take Umar. I think things opened right up for Umar, being that Piotr Jan won the title. It makes it so that he doesn't have to fight Merab Dvalishvili again.
Maybe not.
It's maybe not. Maybe
Rob could get a rematch. Usually rematches don't go any different, but yeah, as you mentioned yesterday's episode, they're not big fans of him in his camp. So maybe not. He obviously deserves it, but rematches don't really often, then they don't make a difference. You get the same winner again. So but who's to say? Obviously, that's up in the air.
Yeah, so I think they make him probably fight around a little bit more. Umar had a close fight with him. I know we laugh at the end of that fight because he's like pointing at Umar and he tripped him. Remember, it was 48-47. It's not like Umar really, Umar maybe wrote some of the blueprint on how to keep moving back early in the fight, and he didn't have the cardio to do it. He was better than Merab for most of the beginning of that fight. So I'm going to take $60 on Umar.
Ooh,
at plus 200. So I know that's probably the shortest odds I've played other than Valentina Shevchenko on this whole game. But I do really feel like this is eventually going to become Umar's world.
I can give you him at plus 250. Does that sound better?
Oh, that's even better. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Look at you shopping around for me. What a guy.
Yeah. I have one book open, and I think you do too. You must have overlooked it.
I got a couple.
All right. What do I want to do? There's really only, at least according to this book, there's really only 4 fighters that would count as a best bet. Jan Dvalishvili, Umar, and Sean O'Malley. They're the only 4 under the plus 1,200 range that you picked. So what do I think is going to happen? All right, I think I'm going to split this one up. Give me the champ, Piotr Jan. First of all, what number do you see him at? I see him at plus 100. Do you see him better than that?
I got plus 175 here.
I will take that. Plus 175. Give me $45 on that.
Okay.
You know, he's the champ. He's looked amazing last fight. It was no fluke at all. You know, and he's still young enough to. It's not surprising that he's improving still. So, Jan.
I'm gonna, like I said before, I'm gonna shuffle mine around a little bit too. I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley.
Okay.
Sean O'Malley has a win over.
I didn't see that coming.
Sean O'Malley has a win over Piotr Jan, right?
Yep.
He beat him.
Yep.
And he beat him, and you know, maybe a controversial decision, but like, fun striking match. It's not like Piotr Jan's using tons of his grappling. Yeah, Sean O'Malley's coming off a back-to-back loss against Merab, but like maybe this is the best thing that could have happened to him. He goes in, he's got an early fight booked with Song Yadong this year. He goes in and just like absolutely obliterates Song Yadong. Maybe one more fight, maybe go fight Corey Sandhagen in the summer, and we'll see you in November for a title fight. And right now, you can get Sean O'Malley 900. So with that being said, I'll take Sugar at plus 900. And let's do $40.
Or is he going to be one of the White House fighters, possibly?
I don't know. He doesn't seem real interested. I don't think.
No.
There's been quite a few fighters being outspoken about not wanting to be at that card lately.
Yep.
I can't remember if he's one of them, but
yeah,
I don't know. His vibe reads that he wouldn't enjoy that.
All right, fair enough. I respect that. All right. I'm gonna take Merab. I think it's Jan Merab's division still. Same amount as Jan, $45. What's the best you see Merab at? I see him at plus 150, but I think he's probably better.
I got 250.
Even better.
Yeah, I got plus
obviously
250,
plus 250. Hopefully he gets, not hopefully, but good chance he does get the next title shot. All this depends on timing and all that stuff as well. But give me Merab and Jan equal money for those two. And that's good for Lux.
That's going to do it for my best bets. Okay. I don't want to go any deeper than that. To me, you know, I know you like those two. To me, it really feels like Umar's division, and then Sean O'Malley's kind of like my he's my Joshua Van steals it at the end of the year kind of play.
Yeah, Umar's division. I didn't see that coming. Interesting take. I'll see if people agree with you or not.
I had Piotr Jan last year.
Yes. It's true. And there you go. It's true. He came through. One thing we do agree on, Kalshi. We just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets and sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics and entertainment. Hell, they even have the weather. The weather up here is frightful still. Kalshi, you can trade anything. Gumby has some suggestions for you in his weekly article at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, so check that out. And his name's Daniel Vreeland, if you're searching, not Gumby. New Kalshi, we never mentioned that, but yes. New Kalshi customers get $20 when you use promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Underdog has you covered this holiday season with Underdog Unwrapped. You'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. Gumby's got a present for you right now.
Sure. This is Wednesday, right? Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, hopefully you're getting this bright and early because we've got a matinee game between the Warriors and the Hornets. I'm still riding the Moussa Diabate train. Like, he's averaging 14.7 rebounds a game since Kalkbrenner went down. Looks like Kalkbrenner probably still not back for this one. And as a result, I'm going to take the higher then on Moussa Diabate's rebounds.
All right. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 of bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. Forgot to mention booked fights. I don't think there's a lot at Bantamweight. We got Davison Figueiredo. He's fighting Umar Nurmagomedov, the aforementioned. That is happening at the very next pay-per-view, January 24th. So there you go. Gumby's pick could look much better come the end of next month. If Umar gets the win, then obviously he's on a roll.
Who's he fighting again?
Davison Figueiredo.
That's like a perfect setup fight to get him to the top, isn't it?
Yep. We got Cody Garbrandt, Zhao Long, doesn't matter. Ode Osborne, Alibi, Idris, doesn't matter for title.
Alibi.
Ricky Turcios, Cameron Smotherman, fun, but it doesn't matter. Mario Bautista, Vinicius Oliveira, aka Lock Dog.
Dog.
Sean O'Malley, Son Yadong. That is next month as well. So that obviously has title implications as well. And I think Muin Gafarov, Jakob Wiklax, Farid Basharat, Eugene Matsumoto. That is a fun fight, right?
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird for sure. And I think that is it. That at least, yeah, that's it for that. So now we got that out of the way. I think it's my turn, right? For
let me get the
fancy plays. Obviously, I'm going Peyton Talbot. I see him at plus 3,000. Do you see him higher than that?
Nah, that's exactly what I got him at too, because I'm going to talk about him right after you do. So
obviously he is a guy that they should be high on. If they aren't high on that, they should be high on. And he is improving like shockingly quickly. All of a sudden he's
taking down Henry Cejudo.
Strong wrestler. All of a sudden he's a wrestler now. The old Nate Diaz line. Oh, you're a wrestler now, but yeah, apparently he is a wrestler now. And like I said with Jan, it's not a surprise that he's improving because he's a young guy. It's maybe surprising how quickly he's improved though. But yeah, he seems to have shored up the one glaring hole in his repertoire. So I really like him at the number we're getting him at. I can see him UFC getting him into a title shot after one more fight. So give me how much do I want? I was going to say 50, but maybe I'll put not 50 is good. $50 on him.
Well, I'm going to go more. I had already planned on taking Peyton Talbot. I'm going to go 75 though. I think they love him. Like you lose to a guy like Raoni Barcelos, which by the way was this year. He lost to Raoni Barcelos.
Oh, really? Yeah, that seems so long ago.
That was this year. I just had to do a write-up for Cage Side Press recently about upset of the year, and like I realized that was in this year, and I'm like, well, there isn't any question, because it was like the longest odds of the year, and not only was it the longest odds of the year, but also like in retrospect, it's even crazier because he's caught better since then, right? He beat Lima and he beat Cejudo, both by like using his own wrestling. He went and worked with the Rotolo brothers on his jiu-jitsu a little bit, and all of a sudden he's like a nasty grappler. Like I think the sky's the limit for this kid, and this is a perfect example of making sure you shop around for lines too, because you found 3,000, I found 3,000. I also found 400, not 1,000, 100.
That makes more sense to me than the 3,000 one, really.
I mean, clearly the other book has like, the other book has him like lower than some of the guys we just like lower than O'Malley. And like, maybe he should be, maybe he shouldn't be. But again, like you'd feel like a real idiot if you were sitting there holding a 400 ticket when you could hold a 3,000 one. So make sure you shop around. But yeah, no, I'm with you on this one. I think Peyton Talbot is like, I mean, he's such a fun fighter. He's good on the mic. I think we've talked about this before, but like actually when I interviewed Aljamain Sterling, when he was like an up and comer, he talked about how sometimes it's just important to be part of a different market that maybe doesn't have a fighter yet. So like, if I'm remembering exactly what he said, right, he was like, I want to be the MMA fighter for guys who like to listen to Schoolboy Q. And I was like, yeah, I don't think there are any of them out there. Like, I just don't think they exist. And that's, when he embraced Funkmaster and he got the flat top and like all that kind of stuff. So like, there's something to be said from that. That's why Sean O'Malley got big, right? He was the Twitch guy. He's the Twitch streamer guy. And, I've said it before. I don't understand the marketing of him because it's not for guys who look like me and you, right? Like, no, but like he's for somebody else. And like, I don't know how to talk about what Peyton Talbot is the market for, but it's something. And it's something I don't understand because I'm in my 30s.
Maybe not the hyper masculine. Maybe he's the anti of that, which is definitely different for MMA. Yeah, definitely.
The same market every time.
Yeah, definitely a unconquered market for sure. How much are you putting on Talbot?
I'm gonna go 75.
75. Yeah. I'm like I said, the plus 400 makes more sense to me than the plus 3,000. It probably should be kind of in between the two.
I actually expected him to be about 12-1 when I went looking. I saw 4-1 and I was bummed out, and then I saw 30-1 and I was jacked up. That might be one that's an IRL play right there.
Yeah, for sure. Do I see anyone else getting title shot? Is what the question is. possibly Zahabi, but that kind of got a wrench got thrown into that with Merab losing, I think, because now Merab is ahead of him in line as well. I don't see anyone else getting a title shot. Do you? Do you have any other place?
Are you just going to do it there?
I think I'm going to cut it short there. Yeah, I don't have anyone else I want to play there.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I'm going to do Zahabi as well.
Yep.
You know, Zahabi right now, I'm seeing him at 5,000.
Yep.
That's crazy. 50 to 1 on a guy who's on the best win streak in the division right now. Is a guy who's 50 to 1. And I know, like, look, he's not knocking down the door of a title shot with like big scary knockouts that have like everybody clamoring, but like, dude, he has beat Jose Aldo and Chito Vera back to back. He's beaten those two guys, and that is nuts. You know, anybody else who would have beaten those two guys in succession anytime in the last 5 years, they'd have crowned him the next big thing. But it's like how old Diamond? Like 36, 35?
That's the thing. I'm scrolling up still. 38.
He's 38. Yeah. Like he doesn't have a lot of wear. He doesn't have a lot of wear and tear either, though. He's like a smart guy when it comes to that kind of thing. And like, look, he fights a different style than a lot of these other guys are used to dealing with at this weight class. So, I mean, like, I'm not saying he's gonna win it, but I am saying, I mean, he is a damn intriguing option at 51. And I'm gonna go with another 75. I've been a little bit late on long shots, so I'm gonna break out the wallet here, and I'm gonna go Ayman Zahabi, $75 at 50 to 1.
All right, maybe we'll do a little recap and money recap after I tell you about NoVig. We're brought to you by NoVig. NoVig is America's #1 sports prediction market. NoVig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced a juice on bets. Download the NoVig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with NoVig, NOVIG, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm is crushed NFL this season. They've been especially good on props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players to take those unders. College basketball is up and running, and with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. It pairs nicely with the college experience shows with Mac, Colby, and Noah. That way, every game you are prepared. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with these sliders. With so many sports and the holidays, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. That way, you can focus on other sports. Ignore your family. Gumby, elite prediction, please, and thank you.
Sure, I'm going to go with the aforementioned Hornets versus Warriors game. The Warriors haven't been good. They are going to be better than the Hornets because they're dealing injuries to Kalkbrenner. Mason Plumlee's hurt. I think I saw Con Kupel is not good anymore.
Yep.
He's dealing with an ankle injury. So not really a lot left here for the Hornets. So let's just take we'll take the Warriors laying the points here on Wednesday.
Yep. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm and use our promo code SGPN25. Okay. Want to play Book the Division, Gumby? What is next for Piotr Jan and when?
Man, Piotr Jan,
you're in charge. Don't make it like, don't try to guess. Just what would you do?
So such an interesting question. I think he waits for things to shake out. Am I wrong? I mean, he just won in December, and you just mentioned all of these fights that are at the tippity top, right? We got Umar already has a fight booked. Sean O'Malley already has a fight booked. I think the right answer is whichever of those two looks more spectacular because, you know, obviously Umar's recent results are a lot better than O'Malley's. O'Malley's on a 2-fight losing streak. So, you know, O'Malley would have to look really good, but Umar also just like didn't look good against Mario Batista, right? Like a really, really, really not great win. He clearly won, but he didn't look great doing it. So, you know, for me, I think those two find themselves kind of on even footing. I think whichever one of them looks more spectacular in that fight probably gets Piotr Jan. And I think if it is, let's say it's Sean O'Malley, I think Umar winds up with the Merab Dvalishvili fight instead. You know, because that one was close. There would be a reason to run it back. Now, if Umar wins and kind of earns himself the title shot, I don't think they run Sean versus Merab again. I mean, it's Sean's last 2 fights have both been Merab. Why would it be 3 in a row to try to make it 3 losses? In that case, I think you probably see Merab fight Ayman. You know, Ayman Zahabi seems like kind of a guy who's kicking around that top of the division and probably, you know, you mentioned he doesn't feel like he's close. He kind of just needs a signature win. and not that Aldo and Marlon Chito Vera shouldn't count as signature wins, but like, I don't know, one of those like top 4 or 5 guys, right? Because the top guys right now were, Merab, Jan, Umar, O'Malley, Corey Sandhagen. If you beat one of those guys, you could book him in a title fight, and then I would say Corey Sandhagen kind of gets whoever's left over in there. If it winds up being, Umar fighting Jan and Merab fighting Ayman, like I just forecasted, Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley makes a lot of sense, right? That's a fun stylistic fight. Certainly would be a really great headliner or co-main event on a numbered card or something like that. And then that would mean if Sean O'Malley wound up in the title fight and Umar wound up fighting Merab again, then you do Ayman versus Corey Sandhagen. And I think that works out just fine too. So I think between those 6 guys at the top there, I think there are a lot of different combinations and iterations you can go with. But long story short, I kind of think it is O'Malley and Umar with like a leg up on the rest of the division right now.
So you don't see Merab getting a immediate rematch? I don't.
I mean, like, I know he's like kind of turned himself into the company man by fighting every single time you can, but he did just get 50-45 in kind of like an embarrassing fashion. He didn't even look like he was in that fight. And you can say, 4 weight cuts or this or that, but like the UFC might see, yes, it was too many weight cuts. Yes, it was too many fights in the year, but the UFC can't sell, hey, this guy just fought too many times in a year, so this time he might have a chance, right? Like that's not, you can't put that on a commercial. The guy just got beat very soundly by the champ, and like you're gonna sell it, you have to sell it by saying like he was this close. He and it wasn't close. So like go beat one of these other guys, which like look, he's shown he could beat pretty much all of these other guys. He dealt with Sandhagen, and he's dealt with O'Malley, and he's dealt with Umar. Like, the only one in that group he hasn't fought is Ayman. I mean, like, I feel like he can fight any one of those and like build his stock back up. And like, look, the UFC is going to want to run. I mean, they want to be in the Sean O'Malley business. It's very obvious that like he does very good numbers for them. And, it was all the marketing stuff we just talked about. I think Umar being a Khabib guy too doesn't hurt. And, like him versus Piotr Jan might be a very exciting fight. Now I know they're not going to Russia anytime soon, but like, that Russian versus Russian fight, I don't know how well it sells, but he seems like he's probably the most likely person to walk out of here champ anyway.
And him fighting so often is the reason he should probably take a little break as well.
Yeah.
Even machines need
Very
breaks once in a while, right?
Very true. Yeah. If your claim is that he fought too much and therefore has a chance in the rematch, maybe don't make him fight quick,
Exactly.
Maybe give him a time off.
Yep. All right. You're set for Bantamweight. You can tell us if we missed someone, or if you want to give your 2 cents on who you think is going to be the champ at the end of the year. You can hit us up in the old Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Obviously, the YouTube comments, MMA Gambling Podcast, Twitter, SGPN MMA, at Gumby Vreeland, at Jeff Foxwriter, on Instagram. Gumby's got a podcast called Top Turtle. This week, taking a little break. Next week, he's got LFA interviews. Tell people who you're interviewing.
Yeah, LFA 224 is early in the new year. I believe it's on the 16th, Friday the 16th. And we're going to be talking to Josiah Harrell, who is fighting on that card, the muscle hamster, and also Isaiah Gomez. Sorry, I got a whole coaching how to say his name properly. Isaiah Gomez, who's another bodega heavyweight that you're going to want to keep an eye on.
Nice. So check out Top Turtle. And I got a Substack. Forgot to mention that, moneymma.substack.com. So check that out. And of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right, we'll be back. When are we coming back, Gumby? Tomorrow? No, we already finished this week. So happy New Year, everyone. I hope 2026 brings us lots of cashing bets and all that good stuff. We'll be back, I guess, Sunday, Saturday, one of those, sometime in the weekend, right? Sound good?
Yeah, we'll probably be back. Let's say Sunday to be safe.
All right. It'll be, let me see. Let me find good nicknames. The Oddity, Jeff Fox, the Maniac, Gumby Vreeland. We'll talk to you when we talk to you. Bye.